Hello and welcome back to Come Draw With Me. I'm your host, John Cleese. Today I have a very exciting and special episode for you all, but first I wanted to say really quick that I am sorry for not uploading in a week. I had my grandfather's funeral this last weekend, and I've had some friends in town, and it's just a lot of excuses, really. But I am sorry for it. Sometimes life just be like that. I probably could have done it if I really felt like I needed to, but you guys have been so awesome. I know you'll understand that I have my own personal life that I have to take care of sometimes. My life isn't YouTube, at least yet. Hopefully eventually it can get to the point where I can treat it as a career and I can quit my job or something like that. But I don't know how that's gonna go. But today I want to talk a little bit about what we're drawing. It's very exciting. It's storyboards for a work of animation that I'm planning, and I've really wanted to do this for a long time. I kind of would have preferred if I could have gotten somebody to animate it for me, but there was really only like a handful of people that I wanted to do it, and I tried to contact a couple of them, and it was just no luck. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and learn how to animate myself. I'm planning on using Blender, and today we're gonna do the storyboards. So the idea behind storyboards, if you don't already know, is just to throw something down really fast, kind of as an outline for an animation you're doing. You're drawing the keyframes, and we're just gonna throw some stuff together really quick. And it's this work of animation that I'm planning is March. I'm gonna turn March into a cartoon eventually. I don't know how this is gonna go really yet. I don't have much of a plan, but at least for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and put out just like a little trailer for it. It's probably not gonna look great because I've never animated before. This is my first ever attempt at animating anything at all. So I'm very excited to learn how to do it. But yeah, that's the idea behind it. You just throw stuff down on a page really fast, and you try and put together a sequence that would eventually be turned into a work of animation. There's a guy on YouTube that I love. I'm a huge fan of him, named Worthy Kids. I think his name's Ian. I'm pretty sure, and he makes some really stunning animation. He's actually one of the guys that I approached to try to commission to turn this into a cartoon, but unfortunately I never got a reply, and I don't hold that against him. I know he's a busy guy, almost definitely because of the insane work that it seems he puts into his art, and I have so much respect for that, and that's part of why I wanted him to do it for me. But I'm not going to give up. I think I will try again eventually to get in touch with him to collaborate on some kind of cartoon. Maybe I'm just too small of a YouTuber, but I think I could probably convince him if I just got the chance to talk to him. But yeah, Worthy Kids. He has a guide on YouTube for animating with Blender. So if any of you are ever interested in learning how to do it, like the very basics of it, I would definitely recommend checking out his tutorial because he does a really fantastic job of teaching how to animate. I had the gist of it before. Like I've said before on the channel that I'm a gigantic nerd when it comes to art and animation specifically, because I grew up watching a lot of cartoons and Pixar movies, stuff like that. So I've always taken exceptional interest in the medium. Not just because I grew up with it, it's also just gorgeous. It's such a beautiful medium. There's some really talented people that can make some really truly beautiful works of art with animation, and it's awe-inspiring. It inspires me. All of my favorite animators, they have inspired me to partake in the medium, and I think that's really special and cool. And yeah, we're drawing some art. I know a lot of this you might not recognize as March because I haven't drawn it on the channel yet, but I've been holding stuff back. So, but now you're seeing some new stuff here. We got a plane crashing. Like I said, this is not supposed to look good. This is supposed to just be an outline for when you draw the stuff that is supposed to look good, and you draw it frame by frame to create the illusion of bringing. I mean, really, you literally are bringing something to life I guess it kind of depends how you define life, but it's not just the illusion of bringing it to life. You really are breathing life into it and giving it motion and animation, sometimes physics. Like the really talented animators can make things, you know, I don't even know how to put it. It's just that the best animators can make something not only look like real life, but look like something even more beautiful than real life. Like you can do it with painting too, like all the Renaissance painters and all of them. You can do it really any art medium. It's just in animation specifically, and what they do, they create not just an image, but a series of moving images to make it look like it's alive. Sometimes even more than alive, which is cool. Here we got you might not be able to tell because my art style is so simple, but this is a character in like a bed sheet to make it look like they're a ghost, and they've got one eye hole cut out in the bed sheet. So if you didn't recognize that, that is what that is. You got a little guy self-immolating in the back. If you don't know what self-immolation is, it's when you set yourself on fire. Fun little fact. Drawing a little city back there. The city's on fire. There's going to be some inconsistencies between what I'm drawing here and what's going to end up being in the final product, just because the idea for me is just to speed draw. Just really get through it quick and just throw something down and then worry about the fine details later when you're actually creating the animation. So I'm sorry if it looks terribly unprofessional, because that's by design. It's not supposed to look good yet. And it probably won't look good even after that phase. So I apologize for that. Like I said, I'm not a professional artist. I have a different job. I can't spend all day, every day drawing. I have a job, and I got to put food on the table. I got to pay for my house. So, but besides, you know, it's not something that's guaranteed to be my future. You know, if this channel does take off and I do manage to make at least like a reasonable living, at least so I can maintain living comfort. You know, I'm not a man of luxury. I don't need fancy things. I just need to be comfortable. If I'm comfortable, I'm happy. Although having a nice computer is good. Having nice art equipment, but you know, that's stuff I already have. I do want to save up for like a Cintiq, a Wacom Cintiq, specifically for animating, because I've heard they're just unparalleled. It's just the best of the best you can get for professional animation. And if I do eventually want to be a professional animator, or maybe not even a professional animator, maybe I just want to be a storyboard artist, somebody that writes stories, draws funny little doodles for other people to animate because they're much more talented than I am. And I think collaboration is a very cool thing. Like, it's nice to have purity in your art, at least some of the time, but you know, collaboration is really beautiful too. At least in my opinion. It's not objectively true, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, how have you guys been? I've really missed y'all this past week. I feel like I haven't been talking to any. Well, I've been talking to y'all in the comments, I know, and I've been having a lot of fun. A lot of you are super nice, and I have plans on giving y'all shout outs in future videos and stuff like that. Maybe at like the end of the video or something. And you know, if you manage to make me laugh in the comment section, or if you say something really nice, or you know, just being a cool person, I will give you a shout out in the video. I really appreciate it. I know that's unsustainable as my viewership grows, because I won't be able to get to everybody, and that makes me very sad. I wish I could, but at least for now, you know, now that I'm still small, I can get to really all of you, everyone that comments. I try to reply to. I think I miss some of you sometimes just on accident, and I'll go back and see that I missed you, but I've really gotten such an amazing response on these videos, and I really cannot I cannot thank y'all enough. I say it every video, and I'm going to continue to say it in future videos. You're just going to have to get used to it. But I had somebody today comment that I'm like Bob Ross, and that made me very emotional because I love Bob Ross. He inspires me. Uh, Even after his passing, he continues to inspire me, and that's just to be compared to someone like that is really, it's just amazing. Thank you so much. I can't remember the name, the username. It was like a Pokemon username. I'm pretty sure. Uh, uh, was it Apom? It was something about Apom. But thank you so much for that. I'll try and get better with names, you guys. Usually when I read comments, I glance at the name and I'm like, oh, that's nice. And sometimes I manage to remember. It's nothing personal if I don't remember your name. Uh, but just know it's not even about your name. It's about you and the thing you said that made me happy. That's what it's about, and that's beautiful. And thank you. Okay, here we're drawing a horn. I think it's a French horn. I think that's what those look like. But this guy has a French horn for a head, and when he speaks, it just sounds like horn noises. And I'm not really sure where I want to take this character yet. I have a general idea, but I don't know. I think sometimes when you're writing stories that are really emotional and really derivative of your life and like events in your life, sometimes it's a good idea to just let it write itself in some capacity. Little bit of writing advice. It feels more natural sometimes if you don't know where a character is going to go yet, and you let the story develop the character for you as you tell it, and you kind of decide as you go rather than having everything planned out to a T at the very beginning. I actually learned this from writing Dungeons and Dragons. I wrote a campaign that is entirely homebrew. I built it all myself. It's like a Wild West thing with zombies and aliens and stuff like that. And I have these NPCs in the campaign that I had an original idea for. And although as they were introduced, I would try and stay true to their character that like I originally had in mind. And as the story's gone on, and as my players have kind of told their stories, the NPCs have kind of shifted and changed and evolved as the story went, and they've kind of strayed. At least some of my NPCs have strayed from what the original idea was that I had in mind for their characters, and I think it ended up really benefiting their flow in terms of storytelling, and it really benefited their likability. And I think when it comes to building characters for people to like, and not just like but interact with in terms of D&D, because in D&D I play the characters I make. I act out how the characters would be and how they would be talking and stuff like that. And then I interact with the players themselves as those characters. And you kind of do that when you watch a TV show or you read a book. Going back to the video, the stuff we're drawing, the storyboard. Here we got a little frog. I put the lyrics of the song I'm going to be using in the trailer. It is "The Dark is Singing Songs" by the Music Tapes. And I actually emailed Julian Coster, and I asked him if I could use his song, and I did get a response at first, but they have not responded to me since. They asked a few questions, and I answered them, but they haven't gotten back to me since I answered this question. So I'm gonna have to email them back and get back in touch with them. Hopefully, I will be able to use his song because that's what the entire vision is. That's gonna do it for the storyboards today. I have a little bit of a special little thing here at the end for you. I decided to draw myself, showing my appreciation for you guys because I love you all. You guys are amazing. This is really what I look like. And I had a commenter also recommend that I show y'all how to ink. So I'm going to do that really quick in this video, drawing myself. First, you just you give yourself a little doodle of what you want to the final result to be. and you get it set how you want it, and then you add a layer. What I do in Procreate is I draw what I want to draw, and then I change the hue of the layer that I doodled. Go back into my other layer, pick some ink, and then go back over it and refine it and make it look how I want it to look. And that's pretty much it. It's not very complicated. There's colors and stuff. I can do a tutorial on that eventually too. But thank you guys so much. I love you all. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.